Hello everyone, salutations. Let's get on with our survival tactics. Let's hold our breath for a minute because I have two movies to compare that involve one theme. It is in the horror genre, and this is a really interesting kind of part of the horror genre because animal survival movies are very tough to get right. Like, the two movies I'm comparing next to Jaws and, well, Jaws is a horror movie that would count. Jaws, let's see what else would compare to this. What's another good animal survival movie? Let's see, there's Jaws and 47 Meters Down. Okay. And 47 Meters Down on Cage. So, here we go. So, there's... Woo! Alright, so we're comparing The Shallows and Crawl, which I just watched Crawl. Oh my god, I'll get to that in a minute, but first we're gonna break down The Shallows, and we're gonna compare the two, and we're gonna see how we do this, and you guys enjoy because I'm really ready to get into this. Okay, so just had to review the movies for a minute, and I still have Crawl fresh in my memory. I just watched it, so it would be perfect to get to it last, because Shallows I know well enough. I've seen it multiple times. I own the fucking movie, so... Okay, so... The Shallows. So, what this one got right, they put one actress with an animatronic... I think they used puppeteering or something like that. I know they used CGI. I can't remember if there's puppeteering or animatronics involved, but really, they put her into a scenario against a shark. It was just one actress. One character, besides the other ones that got killed in the movie. We'll get to that later, but really, like I said, how they got this right was placing the main actress versus the animal, puts her in an almost impossible scenario of survival. She's injured, and, she's she's a nurse, so she's figuring, okay, I gotta survive, I gotta keep the tourniquet going. After she got bit, she's got an injury to her foot, and then she has to eventually get off of the cliff on the reef where she's at because the water will rise with the tide. So she's got to move. She's got to get to another location so the shark can't get to her. The great white was fucking huge, and it was into its hunting ground. It was hungry. So there were two other surfers besides her, and they both got killed. And how I thought the movie opened with the GoPro footage, like showing her briefly and then showing the other victim. Oh, that was perfect. I'm getting chills. Oh, it was perfect. That was crazy good to open up with that. So they did really great character development, and they had minor characters that were important, but they weren't that vital to the story unless they were needed, and I thought that was great. That was good. That was great writing, I gotta say. That's great writing, great directing. And it's just terrifying. It's like, it's like I said, she's the only one out there. Nobody really knows she's there until the next following day when someone finally gets the GoPro when it washed up to shore and on the helmet. And this little kid got help that found it, and, so on and so forth. And the guy that drove her there eventually got her help. So then it goes to like months, or I think years later, something around there. I'm a little foggy on that part. That's where I'm a little foggy on. I can't remember when it time skips, and it gets really confusing how long it was. But she's healed from the shark bite, and I gotta give her applause for going back into the water because she's coping with her traumatic experience, and she still surfs and teaches her sister how to surf, and she's out there with her dad. I thought that was a really great ending. God, I remember when I first saw the trailer, that scared the fuck out of me. Oh my god, that was terrifying. And the shark, they could have fooled me. They could have made me think it was practical and with animatronics. They fooled me pretty well. Like, they fool you with the CGI. Like, that's awesome. And really, side note about the animals I'm comparing, they're not inherently, intentionally going for a person to kill them. It's not intentionally a villain. It's just, it was hungry, there was a food source and a surfer looks like a seal. We know the facts. The shark just was going for what was available, and it was hungry, so it got her off with a warning bite. The next one it goes for really is gonna kill, because it's like, ooh, I like the taste, I like the blood that I'm tasting, I'm gonna go in for the kill. So I'm going to get my prey, I'm gonna kill it. That's their intention when they're hunting. And really, once their hunting instinct goes in, once they smell blood, they can't control what they're doing. It's just frenzy, they gotta feed. It's just like a vampire, they've gotta feed. So it's just instinct that it was acting upon. And it was also defending itself, because it was a matter of man versus nature, which I learned this in English. This was one point we talked upon. It was man versus nature. It's great for writing, and it's excellent. It's excellent. These two movies make that theme so perfect. Okay, so let's move on to Crawl, since that's fresh in my memory. Okay. Holy shit. Let me say this first. My first viewing, oh my god. Let's see, you have a Category 5 hurricane, so that it's set in Florida. You've got two characters. You've got minor characters. You got the cops. You have the looters. And everyone is getting killed, because this is really what the twist is. They're in the alligator's hunting ground as the water level is rising. They have a nest that Haley found. My god. So it's like, you've got, first of all, claustrophobia in the crawl space scenes, which, god, Jesus, that made me claustrophobic as hell. And you have the water level rising because it's flooding. So they're in the old house where she found her dad, and he was attacked. So we found out later on there's an alligator in the house. And then they add on another. Then they add on more and more and more. Fuck. That was a scary part for me, because, okay, like I said, this is their hunting ground. These alligators are, moving on to new territory. They're hungry. They've got to feed their young. So we've got the mama alligator. We've got the other ones. Ugh. And we don't know how long they've been there. We know that there was a fresh nest towards the end of the movie. There's a nest. It was in the storm drain. That's where it made its nest. That's where it had a body to feed on and to feed its babies. So, really, when alligators make a nest, when they're searching for food, they're trying to feed their babies, or they're searching for themselves, or to feed the others. They're not a pack hunter, but they're very social animals with their own species, which is very interesting. And they're the apex predators. And it's just like the shark. They are apex predators. You put them in their setting, you take them out of their setting from the swamps, move them onto a territory they're not familiar with, where they have to adapt and survive. It's gonna make them pretty pissed off and pretty hungry. So that's what happens. So, like I said, just like in the Shallows, they're going for food. They're also defending their territory. They're very territorial animals. So is the mama alligator. They're very territorial of their nest. There must have been the male that made the eggs with mama alligator. So you've got the two parents of the nest. And we don't know that some of the alligators could have been part of that nest that hatched, and they grow very quickly. Like, in a matter of I can't remember how long, but in a matter of how long they grow, they could have just stumbled upon, the newborns that were growing, and they were young and all that shit, and they're just hungry. So they were just feeding. The hurricane was scaring the shit out of them. And that's why they're being defensive. They're being territorial. It's because, animals just know something about weather. In Florida, hurricanes are a natural occurrence. They just are. So, what I thought was great, the movie does not let the fuck up with the intensity and the adrenaline, and it's like, the horror is just terrifying. They don't rely on jump scares, but damn! I screamed probably about 4 or 5 times throughout watching it. Jesus. If they had to use a jump scare, they wrote it in excellently. Just, damn, man. Woo. I mean, like, they didn't have to use, like, blood and gore. It's just relying on, okay, she's surviving. They're injured. Her dad, like, Haley and her dad are injured. And eventually loses an arm. It's like, fuck! So, they gotta fight off these very strong and powerful animals. And once the water level gets up to their element, like I said, they're now in their element. They are they're against the alligators, right in their element. Their element is water. So, perfect. You know, they've got the advantage, but also Haley's a very strong swimmer, so she can pretty much outswim it. Barely. Like, barely did. Oh my god. And I was making a point. She didn't kill one of the alligators. She pissed it off because when you have to, if you have a gun and you're defending yourself against an alligator or crocodile, you know, about center of their head is where their skull is, basically where that area you want to go for the kill shot. Is pretty much what I figured out. So I'm like, alright, so 9mm, that didn't do shit. It pissed it the fuck off. She almost unloaded the entire magazine just to get this motherfucking thing off her arm, because once they bite on, they're not gonna fucking let go. They will death roll, and they will intentionally get off a piece of their prey to feed on, because they can't chew, so that's why they roll. So they're tearing away at the tendons and, okay, I'm gonna get into science here. They're getting away at the tendons, the bone. They're trying to tear off a piece to swallow and make it easier for them to eat it. And, oh my god, it is so terrifying. It's like, fuck. And that moment when there's an alligator right in front of them, like, just a foot away from them, it's an inches, I should say, away from them, I was like, oh my god, this is terrifying. I was like shaking, I'm like, oh my god. So, okay. I don't own the Blu-ray, I just watched it on Prime Video today. Oh my god. Comparing the two, like, they're perfect movies, and they just use the theme that I was saying. They use their story elements to the T. Like, they just use them so well. Like, the writing was just on point, you know. For being something that was released last year and then the previous year before then, I gotta say, it's not bad. They did an excellent job. I have to give them props to whoever wrote it, whoever directed it. Wow. Wow. Just wow. Oh my god. Wow. Just wow. Wow. Excellent, excellent. On every point. Excellent. Damn. It's like, damn. Sorry, my nose is itching like a motherfucker. So, my final thoughts. Highly recommend either. They are both available on Blu-ray, and I just watch them. Just you have to get your opinion for yourself. It's like, damn. Alright, I'll see you guys later.